Good day, everyone. It's Caitlin, and today we are talking about 20th century cloth diapers. Hello and welcome. So we are going to start our adventure into 20th century infant under things today. I don't think we're going to go from birth to 2 with the 20th century stuff like we did the 19th century stuff quite yet. I think we're just going to do birth to 6 months in the next few months, and then we'll start 2024 off with going, we'll have one video a month with 20th century baby stuff and one video a month with 19th century baby stuff. So I went the easy route, so this is going to be a no sewing video, sorry. But I read that poorer families into the 19th, 20s, and 30s were using flour sacks as diapers. I was like, well, that's interesting because most of the things I do for 20th century are extremely rural and poor. Yeah, Great Depression stuff, that sort of fun thing. So, poor works. Flour sacks are easy to get. I can get flour sack towels, no problem. So that's what I bought. So let's see here. I bought 2 packages of 14. So I have 28 diapers, which is more than enough. And these, I believe they were 28 by 28, 24 by 24. Okay. Actually, that actually works out perfectly because if you remember when we did diapers, the 19th century ones, way back in June, I think, they were about that 20, it was either 21 inches or 23 inches or something, somewhere in there. So this is about the same size. And they're already stitched for me, which is awesome. Oops, there goes one. Yeah, there they are. Slightly thin, but that's fine. So we would wear them, I think, just like we did. So they would be folded in half. We might have to wear 2 at a time. This will be an experiment for when I actually have a child. But yeah, just go around like a diaper, just like how we did the other ones is how they're going to be worn. But I'm wondering if doing 2 at a time and making it a little bit thicker would work. We usually only do day events for the 19 teens and stuff anyway, although there may be a 2025 spring event that we'd likely have a kid for at that point, and that will be a full weekend thing. And that's late 1920s. Because most diapers in the 19th century would have 4 layers. So that's 4 layers right there. That would work. That is huge. Oh, it's okay though. I mean, there's ways of making it smaller and all that. You can fit it. That works. Okay. I think these will work. They're perfectly functionable. Free folds, from what I can understand, were not invented until 1950s, and so I couldn't use those. So flour sack towel seemed like the smartest thing. But yeah, just do the regular thing that we were going to do the other ones. Now, we are not going to put ties into these. Luckily, by the 20th century, we had these lovely things called safety pins, which we had in the latter part of the 19th century. I just wasn't using them because I made one set of diapers for little ones and one set of diapers for older kids, older babies. And so I wanted those to be used for earlier time periods all the way. I think the earliest thing I do is like 1814. And the safety pins were not around there. They were first patented in the 1840s. That does not mean they were mass produced. It doesn't mean that most people had them in the 1840s. So patent dates are great because we know that's when they were invented, but it's not when they were mass produced. It's not when they were on the market. It's not when they were in everybody's homes. So by the 1870s, 1880s, you do see more diaper pins. By the 1870s and 1880s, you actually do see safety pins being a little bit more available. And I bought some original 19 teens pins. They are not in yet, so they're not going to be in this video. I'll put a picture on the screen of kind of what I looked for. But if you're looking into like late 19th century diaper pins, Marna Davis on Etsy does sell reproduction safety pins that are perfectly appropriate for the 1880s. And you can use those for 1890s and 1910s. Those are great. I don't do that time period. I do mostly earlier and then later. So earlier we're going to have the tie diapers that we've made before, and the later stuff, I would need a later style safety pin. So I bought some later style safety pins, and no one makes reproductions that I could find, so I bought a set of, I don't even know how many I bought, of originals. So those are going to be how we pin up baby's diaper. Will be safety pins. So it'll be a little bit of a different thing as well. So next week we'll make some knitted wool diaper covers. So basically like filters, but they're, well, actually they're not going to be knitted. I'm going to crochet those because that's faster. We'll go into why we're crocheting and not knitting. There's several reasons next week. But as far as diapers go, I mean, little flour sack towels, and they're very easy to get, which is great. So these are easy to get a hold of. They are easy to use, fine. They're 100% cotton. Always make sure you're using 100% cotton or 100% linen. Those are going to be your most absorbent fabrics, which work the best for diapers. Cotton's going to be far common, or more common by this time period than linen would be, which is why I went with cotton. Also, it's cheaper nowadays and more easily available. So that worked out all around, in my opinion. There's 14 diapers. And here are 14 more. So that's a nice pile of diapers. Those will work out really well. They'll most likely shrink a decent bit when I put them through the wash. Also, the spaced out fibers are gonna shrink up a little bit, so there shouldn't be as many holes. They should be a little bit more absorbent that way, and not quite as see-through. Because these were not pre-washed or pre-shrunk. No, they are not. Okay, cool. Perfect. So yeah, these will shrink up just a little bit. I expect them to end up somewhere within the 21 to 22 inch range. Hopefully they shrink evenly, not one side shrinks more than the other. But I guess we'll find out. If they're a little off, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But yeah, 28 diapers. Those are the easiest diapers that I think I could come up with. I could have made them. I thought about it, and I was going to. And then I read that flour sacks were being used by poor people, and I was like, I'm poor. Always to portray a poor person on in living history. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun. So, easiest thing I could have come up with. Nice, simple project. It wasn't even a project. All I had to do was source this and source the pens. So, it was a super quick and super simple video. Sorry it wasn't as interesting as we normally do, but we'll go back to our regularly scheduled baby sewing next Friday. But I did want to introduce these and talk about them, and yeah, that'll work out perfectly. I'm glad I did this. This saves me so much time. And it was probably way cheaper than buying yardage of fabric too. So, if you wanted to make your own, they're squares. I mean, 24-inch squares. I would probably make them 22 inches because most fabrics that you would buy today are 44 inches wide. So split that down the middle in half, and then just make it square, and then hem it up with a very narrow hem, and you'd get a really nice diaper that way. But these feel like they're going to be softer and more absorbent than the cotton that I typically. These feel like they're going to be softer and more absorbent than the cotton I typically get. So that is excellent. And probably better than what I could have done just with the fabric I can source. So yeah, I'm happy with that. They are machine sewn, which is perfectly fine for the 20th century. Machine work machines were very common by that time period. My family owned a sewing machine by the 1920s. It was a used model. They bought a 1907 in the 1920s when they got married, but they still had a sewing machine. So, and they were farmers. So, you don't have to be rich and wealthy at this point to have a sewing machine. So having machine sewn garments or machine sewn diapers, perfectly acceptable in the 20th century. And that's one of the reasons we are doing 20th century stuff right now instead of finishing our 19th century stuff, because I don't have time to do a lot of more handwork right now because we're looking into moving and buying a house and all that sort of fun stuff. So I don't have time to do a lot of that right now, and I wanted to get content out for y'all, and I wanted to feel accomplished to get projects done for me. And so 20th century stuff is super fast, super simple. There's a lot less layers. The layers they don't require as much fabric, therefore they don't require as much sewing. They are simplified. I should be able to knock this out really fast, and I'll feel really accomplished because I'll have all this stuff done. So that's the reason we're moving on to 20th century stuff. And yeah, diapers. We have them all here. That was the best choice I could have made, I think. Getting these they're done. So, and getting them already pre-done for me. So these are going to go into storage with the other diapers I have. Well, actually, I need to get another coat out because I have 19th century diapers in one, 19th century clothes in one. There are less clothes for the 20th century, so what I think I'm going to do is put all the 20th century stuff into one box. So I just need to go get a new tote, which I'm pretty sure I have an empty one somewhere. And these start going into a tote. We'll fill a 20th century tote. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today as we talked about 20th century diapers and diaper pins. Next week we should be back to our regularly scheduled sewing videos. It'll be a crochet video next time. But then we'll move on to our regularly scheduled sewing videos. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. And as always, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here in the next video.